So how to cut sequin fabric without making a mess. So the first step is you want to lay out your fabric nice and flat and then lay your paper pattern piece right on top of your sequin fabric. Make sure that you are obeying the grain lines of the fabric as well as the nap, and you're going to take blue painter's tape. I use the lightest adhesive available on this tape. It's made by 3M, and I will find the perimeter of my paper pattern and then stick a piece of blue painter's tape sticky side down onto my sequin fabric. And you want to lay down a piece of blue painter's tape directly on top of your sequin fabric around the entire perimeter of your paper pattern, or the entire perimeter of your pattern piece. So you might need to use 2 or 3 pieces of painter's tape. It just really depends on the shape and the size of your pattern. I'm going to go ahead and do this around all sides. And the reason why you put it sticky side down is that as you cut into the fabric, instead of the sequins on your material going everywhere, they stick to the adhesive side of the blue painter's tape. So that means when you're ready to cut, instead of having a super messy workspace, all of the sequins that would have fallen off are simply going to stick to the painter's tape. So when you're ready to cut, make sure that you put down your pattern weights between your paper pattern and your material. And I prefer to use a sharp pair of multi-purpose scissors when cutting sequins. What sequins are is hard plastic, and that can dull your scissors. So don't use your ordinary fabric scissors. If you have a second pair just for cutting out non-pattern things, non-fabric things, use those. So here is what my material looks like now that I've cut out the pattern. I've cut through the layer of sequin and the layer of blue painter's tape, and as you can see, even after cutting out the entire perimeter, I only see like 3 or 4 sequins remaining. So let me show you what it looks like when you're ready to pull away the tape. So here I'm just going to cut into a scrap, and now I'll pull away the adhesive tape, and all of the sequins are sticking to the painter's tape. So what you see is there are few, if any, sequins left in my workspace. So let me show that to you one more time. I pull away the painter's tape and 1 sequin has fallen off. That is manageable. Let me show you what it looks like when you just cut into sequin fabric without using this painter's tape trick. When you cut in, just merely by cutting into the fabric, you can see that there's a couple dozen sequins that have come off. Now, if you shake it afterwards, even more sequins fall off the side of the fabric. So that leads to a very glittery but very messy workspace. Whereas here on the other pieces where I had just used the painter's tape before cutting, everything stays in place because all the sequins that would have fallen off have already fallen off. So let me show you that one more time by peeling off the tape on this scrap. And feel free to share with me your sequin projects in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Fashion Made Live.